Hi, everybody. It's Monday night, and you know what time it is.
Information on celebration.
That's right. We go live every Monday night from the town that Disney built. It's called Celebration, Florida. My name is Kim Hawk. I'm in the Near Disney YouTube studio. We love this town. This is where my family's from. This is where my Realtor Dream Team is. And we have so much to report tonight on what's coming up in this great town. As many of you know, we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of this town. Rod and myself have been here since the beginning. We're founding residents, and there's something really special that's coming up for this year. And so stay till the end because we're going to be telling you some really cool information. I'm super excited about it. I wanted to congratulate the people that came to this idea as to how we should celebrate the 30th, because, you know, that's actually going on all year. But in November, it will explode with a lot of cool stuff happening here. And so good job, good job. We will talk about that, like I said, a little bit later on. But in the interim, what we do is we talk about what's coming up for this week. We also give some accolades to people that have been doing some really good things for the community. Got a lot of that to report on. And then we'll also share with you what the market is doing, because many of you watch this show every week to kind of see what the real estate market is. But we start with everything else first. Let me know if where you're watching from, so I get an idea if you're looking to possibly be moving into Celebration, or if you're local and you're just trying to figure out what's going on this week. Love that too. Let me know where you're watching from. Talk about what village you're from. You know, that's a Celebration thing. North Village, South Village, Main Village, Island Village. There's all kinds of good stuff. All right, well, let's get started. Here we go. So one of the first things I wanted to do is give an accolade out to the Celebration Rotary Club. If you guys don't know, we do have a Rotary Club, and they are very awesome. They've been very organized. And remember last week, I was sharing with everyone, let's see, about they had this event. It's Texas Hold'em. They did a fundraising event. It was on May 8th, so that was on Saturday night. And what I wanted to say is thank you to their leadership team. It was done so well. And, you know, Bill McFadden. Oh, hey, David and Tammy watching from North Carolina. I appreciate that. So this event was at the Artisan Park Clubhouse. If you guys have not been to an event at the Artisan Park Clubhouse, you're missing out. Bill McFadden and his team are fabulous. You go in, hospitality is great. They had food, they had crab cakes, they had these bourbon meatballs, they had drinks flowing, they had food. Everything was nicely organized. They had gifts or prizes for the first 3 people, and it was a fundraiser. And the fundraiser, of course, is for the school, for college scholarships. But I wanted to share something with you. If many of you have been following me, I have told you one of my favorite things was my father had taught me how to play Texas Hold'em. And so whenever I get a chance, I do like to play Texas Hold'em. And of course, Rod and I went, and this was packed. And so they've been doing this every year. So watch this show in case if you want to. It seems that they tend to do it in May. And I think it was $100 buy-in or whatever, and it was well worth every penny. But once again, it was for a good cause. But I wanted to share with you that, excuse me, there are some really wonderful, serious poker players at this thing. Lots and lots of tables full, people that knew exactly what they were doing. They had played, they were smart, they were there for hours upon hours, and I got 3rd place. So I'm very proud of getting 3rd place. But let me share with you a picture. Check this out. This young man won 1st, and I'm telling you, we have people that go playing at all kinds of different places. And this person, I wasn't able to be at his table until the very end. He was at the end table, but he must have played very smart. But his name's David Carlson. So he is the grandson of Kathy Carlson. I just thought it was so great. What a nice young man. Got 1st place, and he deserved it because It wasn't easy. I mean, I was pulling out all my thought processes on trying to get just to third place. And then Andrew got second. And so, how fun. Once again, thank you to the Celebration Rotary group. Wonderful event. Thank you again to Artisan Park Clubhouse. You guys rock. Love that. So, if you haven't seen, there's this kind of cool thing that's going on with Alexis Mann. She's been doing a lot of Pilates and yoga, and she had prepared something different that was at Lakeside Park this last weekend. And you can see how many people were showing up there, right? So it was a prayer and Pilates event outside. So Alexis Mann and Taylor Grace, I wanted to say congratulations to you guys. I think that was a beautiful thing that you put on, and obviously very, very popular. And so that's something that is available in Celebration. They'll do that periodically. So the next time I know that they'll be doing that, I will make sure that I promote it. Now, of course, Memorial Day is going to be coming up. That is Saturday, May 23rd. I know today's May 11th, but I like people to remember this one. It is at the flag ceremony, which is at the Veterans Memorial Founders Park, which is, you guys, at the corner of Celebration Avenue and Campus. Celebration Avenue and Campus, where the big, huge flag is, where that park is, that's where the event's going to be. 10 a.m. I have sung at this event several times, and it's just a wonderful event that we've had, going on 30 years now in Celebration. Okay, now, speaking of special events, I want to talk about special people, and I want to alert everybody this is coming up. We have had a lot of the reality stars in Celebration raising money over the course of the last couple of years. Omar's done a great job with that. And this year, there's a little bit of a twist. So the finale for Survivor 50, which is May 20th, is there's some of the Survivor contestants in the past are going to show up at the Malaya, right, at the entrance of Celebration. And there's a fundraiser that's going on to benefit Sojourn, and they do that type of thing. But we're going to make a little bit of a twist on it this year. For those of you, if you had not met, see the gentleman in this picture that has the cocktail shaker? His name is Brian O'Neill. Brian is a wonderful, lovely, awesome human being that I adored too. Many, many people adored. He was up there. He was a staple, an icon of Malaya. And he unexpectedly passed away. And it's very heartbreaking. And so a lot of us want to put something together, encouraging people, even if they can donate maybe $20 when they come in for his family. Like I said, it was unexpected. And I know that his wife would appreciate the support. But if you see his photo there, if you'll please pray for the O'Neill family during this time. And also come to this event, because it's going to be a celebration of life for him too, as we watch the ending of Survivor 50. I think he would like that. All these Survivor folks knew him and adored him. So that's going to be May 20th from 7 p.m. to about midnight. So that's not this Wednesday, it's next Wednesday. Very good. I also wanted to give a shout out to, this happened this morning. I was at an event. If you haven't had the opportunity to meet Kelly McCarthy, she is a long time ago Celebration resident. She also owns Celebration Med Spa. Her husband, Dr. Mercantile, is wonderful as well. They're very involved in the community, and they do a lot of awareness programs for like ovarian cancer. And so she had about 100 women that all got dressed up in teal, and we went out to Golden Oak and at the summer house, and we had brunch together and talked about the importance of getting checkups. So ladies, if you haven't been feeling well and you think something's off and you need to talk to somebody, I think Kelly McCarthy's group would be a good one to talk to. But I wanted to say thank you to Kelly. There was also Marcy Kraft, if you guys remember Marcy Kraft, that lived in town. She has something where, and I'll see if I can get a sample of this for next week, where she was talking about a legacy binder. And so before, heaven bound, it's a good idea to have a binder where you're talking about writing down like your passcodes to get into computers, or where your mailbox is, or if you happen to have an app that's collecting change or something like that, those kind of important things that you just want to kind of have peace of mind so that your loved ones afterwards don't have to be searching. They know where they can find things and stuff like that. So, but anyway, thank you, Kelly McCarthy, for always being a stand-up person and getting that many wonderful. It was great to see a lot of Celebration residents go out there to support it as well. And but anyway, God bless Kelly McCarthy and her team, Celebration Medical Spa, which is at the front of Celebration. All right, so it wouldn't be a week unless I talked about our sweet Celebration Art Circle. Edward is so good about sharing what's coming up. So on May 15th, 22nd, and 29th, I believe those are all Fridays, the Celebration Art Circle. So if you are an artist in any way, drawing or painting or what have you, from 10 a.m. until noon, an Island Village Clubhouse, the patio area outside. No painting is permitted there, but you could bring your drawing, you could bring your art easels and pads and join this really cool group of people, Celebration Art Circle. And I want to give a shout out to the Celebration Social group. They actually are being encouraged to attend the Survivor 50 finale night. Malaya has been very much a great partner to Celebration Social. If you have not joined, please go to Facebook group Celebration Social, SOCIAL. It's exactly like it sounds, and ask to be invited. And you'll be able to know about, there's over 1,600 of us. Jason Handlers has been a really great leader. We've been doing events, trying to do once a month. And this one will be one we encourage Celebration Social people to come out to. Sounds good. Looking at my notes just to make sure. Oh, I wanted to say a big hello and thank you. I had the opportunity to meet with Diana, and she is from Madrid, Spain. I met her and her husband this Saturday. They're going to be moving to Celebration, and I just loved it. She said that she's been watching our YouTube channel. We do the show on Monday nights, and then she gets to see it on Tuesday because she's sleeping when this show is going on. And I just thought it was lovely that we've got people from Madrid that are watching the show and are going to be moving here. And they're lovely. They have 2 young children, and I couldn't be more ecstatic. It was very sweet that they've asked me to be involved with helping them find their home. So I love that. How was your Mother's Day? We should talk about that too. Mother's Day and Celebration. There are a lot of options for everyone. I will share with you. I had a great one with my husband and my daughter. We went to the Wine Imperium, which is Leanne's place. You've heard me tell the story about Leanne's family also owns Five Guys, and that's the fastest growing franchise, Five Guys hamburgers, and she wanted to have her own place. So Leanne is the owner of the Wine Imperium, and she had asked the Celebration Women's Club. That's another club I'd like you guys to know about if you'd like to join. There's so many clubs here, so many great things. What would be some good items to have for Mother's Day? Well, sure enough, she followed up. Some ladies had said like crab cakes or strawberry salads, and she had it all. And it was fantastic. The food at the Wine Imperium is fantastic. And you guys, they had like a baked brie. It was lovely. She has mocktails too. So don't always just think Wine Imperium means you go there to drink. You go there to have some nice food. And if you want to drink, fine. But otherwise, she has really nice mocktails that people are super excited about as well. And she mentioned to me that she's going to possibly start working on an open mic night because she knows, I'm a singer. I'm looking forward to doing some stuff. I'm going to be announcing some more stuff too in November for Embrace. Embrace is going to have an event November 14th in downtown Celebration. Music's involved. I'm involved in that too. But let me know if you have a band and you want to be considered. You can send a video to me at 407-808-9845, and I will get it into Leanne's hands, and then she'll be able to tell you. I think what she's going to do is during some months in the summer, possibly block like 45-minute sets so that people can come in. It might be a Tuesday night or something. She's rolling some of this stuff out, but maybe it's not a full band, but maybe you play acoustic and you sing, or maybe you do have a band. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Love to interview you. Yes, indeed. Speaking of interviewing, it's very sweet. My little Frankie, everybody knows, if you've seen my videos, there's a young girl by the name of Frankie, and she is on a softball team in town. Just love her and her family. And she had asked me, I'm going to be interviewing her coach. And I thought it was sweet. So in the next week or so, I'm going to be interviewing her coach, who just wrote a book, which I understand the book is also about how to have young people be involved in sports, but also learn, some things about being polite and how to handle themselves. And everybody's just all abuzz. So be looking out for that in the future as well. Let's see. The Realtor Caravan is tomorrow. It's the first Tuesday of every month, but I'll share with you, we take a break during the summer because it's a little hot. And so if you see a lot of cars in the community, that is my Celebration Florida Realtor Caravan. Please say hi. Those are realtors that are out there wanting to make sure that they are up to date with what's going on in the market. I'm going to be telling you what's going on in the market here pretty soon, because the inventory is very low. So I think it's really sharp when you see those realtors out there educating themselves and preparing, just in case if they get a phone call from one of you guys about wanting to move here or move around. Yes. Now, big news. So excited about this. Let me share with you why. Let me see if I can pull this up. Here we go. All right. You guys, for the 30th anniversary of Celebration Florida on November the 7th, that is going to be the date. I'm excited to say that the band that has been chosen is actually a combination of bands. It's the Pop 2000 Tour, so it's the boy bands. And why am I so excited? Well, first of all, when we first moved here about 30 years ago, this is an interesting story in that Ryan Cabrera, right? He was one of the entertainers. He sings that song On the Way Down. It was on a TV show. I think it was called Laguna Beach or The Hills or something like that. Our daughter loved that show. And so when she got to a certain age, Rod and I decided to fly with Ashley over there to see that town, went to all the cool little spots that was on the show. And don't you know, when we were flying back to Orlando, Ryan Cabrera was on our flight. And Ashley was sitting 2 seats away from him. And she was very shy then. She's not like that now. And she was like, she couldn't talk. So when I got off the plane, I mentioned to him that I had some friends that we have in connection. He couldn't have been kinder. And I told him, I said, Ashley really liked your show. And so he was very kind then. Well, fast forward, Ashley is working on special events for Celebration. Ryan comes here for an event. And Ashley got to work with him. So how fun is that, right? So anyway, Ryan's part of this group, and even bigger and, wonderful news for Celebration residents, our own Brad Fischetti, who is the F in LFO. So Brad is a Celebration resident for 20 years. He's so well loved. He was also in charge of worship for the Catholic Church here. How cool is it that we had Brad as the worship director? He's now getting more involved with touring with these bands. And so, they have the song Abercrombie and Finch and Brad with LFO. So definitely love our Brad. And then there is a band called O-Town that's going to be here. And then of NSYNC, Chris Kirkpatrick is going to be here. So you never know, there could be more things going on, but isn't that huge and wonderful? And I love the fact that our own Brad Fischetti is a big part of this. Now, part of the big news is that it is going to be November 7th. It's at 7 p.m. 5 o'clock, actually, there's a DJ that's going to start. 7 o'clock, this concert featuring Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC, O-Town, Ryan Cabrera, and LFO. We're going to have that. And then at 8:30, the DJ. But then at 9:20, there's going to be a drone show presented by Advent Health. And for those of you who have not moved here yet, Advent Health is like a resort that we have on our property. It's our hospital, and they are super lovely and involved with our town. So they are going to be presenting a drone show that's creating safe illuminated stories in the sky. And then at 9:30, Ryan Cabrera is going to come back as a DJ. How fun. So I'm sharing with all Celebration residents too. Try not to go out of town November 7th. Many of you will know that is usually like perfect weather, praying that's what's going to happen. And can you imagine us all being together? I love that I had the opportunity to work with Michael Eisner a long time ago. I knew this town was coming about. We knew that there was going to be a lottery. We were blessed that we were able to be lottery winners, to be some of the founding residents here. We've lived here for it's nearly 30 years now. Our daughter grew up here. She was the youngest child to go to the school, went through the whole school system. We had an excellent experience. I can't say enough about what a wonderful opportunity living in this town that Disney built. And now I just think it was really great that Town Hall, and I think Allison may be the one that's responsible. So congratulations to Allison with special events for Town Hall, and thinking that this boy band thing makes a lot of sense. And it does. It does. I remember at the very, very beginning of Celebration opening, I was working with Mayor Glenda Hood in Orlando, and I was putting on an event for Inner City Games. Arnold Schwarzkopf was involved with it, and we had a lot of entertainment coming in, and the Backstreet Boys were supposed to be in, and at the last second I got a phone call saying that the Backstreet Boys were stuck in Germany, and there was this new group, and they were called NSYNC, that would like to come in their place. So I met these young men. They were at the Orlando, which back then it was called the Amway Center. And I knew from that moment they were going to be big, big, big. And they were so polite and so lovely. And here comes full circle, 30 years later, here comes Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, and he's going to be involved with the 30th anniversary. I love that. I love that. Do I have any questions yet? Am I talking too fast? Am I not talking fast enough? You know, I really do appreciate when you guys hang out with me on Monday night. I hope that it's helpful. I know a lot of you are waiting to hear about the market. So let me share my screen, and so we can share screen. Here we go. So you can see what we are seeing for the last 7 days, And then Dee, my YouTube producer, always says to make my face bigger so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, in Celebration, either Elijah or myself will do this 7-day recap every week. We've been doing this for several years now, and I can share with you that in a normal market, we would have about 440 listings. We haven't had that for over 2 years. After the pandemic, everybody realized this was the place to move to, because they knew that you could have a great quality of life. You could walk in the 25 miles of walking trails. We had restaurants that were open. We have schools that are exceptional. We had all kinds of activities. And so it has continued to be very little inventory. So as of today, May 11th, as of today, there's only 88 active listings in Celebration, 88. I take out the condo hotels because that's not something that typically, buyers are looking for. That's something that you only own for 1 day shy of 6 months, and then you have the Malaya rent it out for the rest of the year. If you have an interest in that, you can call me and we can talk about how you buy that. But in the interim right now, I'm most interested in telling you 88 active listings total. And then what we're seeing is, yes, only 88. Whistle while you work, Melissa. I love my whistle. Make sure you guys, if you get a chance, you got to go to YouTube and see Whistle While You Work. It is so fun. There is so much great information that she provides. Paul and Melissa are spot on. They're Celebration residents, and I appreciate their comments. It looks like they're watching. So thank you. So only 88 total. Okay, now what I'm seeing on this screen is I am seeing, let's see, 10 actives. So there's 10 actives. And thank you all very much. We've got a couple of listings that are on there that are ours. So those listings are going to be on tomorrow's Realtor Caravan. And so 10 of those. Usually when you're on the Caravan, it's not long before contracts come in and you're off of the Caravan. Off of the market. Okay, then I'm looking at pendings, those that have taken contracts. And the pendings are, well, let's see. The pendings are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 pendings, 10 on. So I would say that's a little bit more that have come on versus pending that have been taken off this week. So maybe that's a good sign for buyers that are out there that you're seeing the numbers rise a little bit, but still inventory is low. And then what we're seeing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go to the next sheet. 8, 9. So we've got 9 that have sold. 9 that have sold. And we wanted to say special thank you. We had the honor of working with Lizzie and John, and they closed on this beautiful home on Jeter Bend. And Jeter Bend is South Village Celebration. They have a lovely family. We've been working with them for quite a while. And it's a special, actually, it's a kind of a cool special house too, because it has an affiliation with Brad Fischetti too. So love Brad as well. So I'm not seeing any questions, but I did want to make sure that I stay usually within that 30 minutes. Let's do that. I'm looking just to double check to see if any questions are coming up. Da, 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 da. Okay, let's recap. Make sure you're in town November 7th. Here's the big thing at the very end. Brad has said that if you have any, Brad Fischetti from LFO has said, because Near Disney will be there doing some video and interviewing a lot of the artists. But he said if there's any questions that you guys would like to ask, please text me at 407-808-9845. Text me your questions for which artist you have a question. Do you have a question for Brad? Do you have a question for Ryan Cabrera? Do you have a question for O-Town or maybe NSYNC's Chris Kirkpatrick? Text me, and then he's going to select maybe 5 questions, and he's going to ask those guys the questions, video record it, send it back to me, and then they're going to be on the show in the next couple of weeks. And we'll probably do that a couple of times between now and November 7th. So now is the time to get your questions in. Would love that. Thank you guys for being you. We are so blessed to be able to live in this town. If I can ever help you, my Realtor Dream Team is here ready to help you. They have a show on Wednesday nights from 7. They start at 7 o'clock, and they talk about the 25-mile radius around Cinderella Castle. And then we do evergreen videos at the end of the week. If you go to Near Disney, subscribe and like, you will see we've done over 1,000 videos. Over 1,000 videos. So if we have not done a video that you think we need to do, please text me or call me, give me some suggestions. Be happy to work on something special just because you like it. All right. I'm looking at my notes. I'm not seeing anybody. I'm just seeing, which is beautiful, a lot of love and a lot of hearts, and I appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, let me think. What I'll be singing at Illuminate Church on Sunday. You're always welcome for that, to come to that as well. And that is at 7899 Sinclair Road. And there's a 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. service. Hopefully, I'll see you at the May 20th event to celebrate Brian O'Neill. And I think that's the recap. All right, guys. God bless. Thanks so much for watching. And check out the team on Wednesday night. Okay. Bye-bye.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.